pretty good idea. What's on your mind? Cyberpunk. I like your style, Nomi. I can't just pick one cyberpunk film. We have to do more. Let's hack this bitch! Cyberpunk began with Neuromancer, a very odd-looking title from William Gibson from the late 80s. It tells the story of a dystopian future where AIs and computers interact with reality, making a duality of reality. Confusing? It's the land of confusion. This is a Genesis reference. Ooh. It's like a dream where I can interact with myself, only that the dream is real. But as in Cyberpunk, it's mainly computer hacking involving a rather shady main character. One of the most noteworthy films could be The Matrix. However, I'm not a big fan of The Matrix. Yeah, you got that right. That is one bad scene. Now, it's time to dive into 10 random cyberpunk films. Number 10. Tron. Made far before cyberpunk was even a name, this film has to be one of the earliest of the cyberpunk genre. A computer hacker, played by Jeff Bridges, hacks himself into MCP, Master Control Program, and gets accidentally transported into the computer, getting to see how the MCP uses all the opponents as fighters in a deadly arena. But the dude escapes and takes off the high fight against MCP himself. Even though the film lacks any nastier characters as a classic cyberpunk holds, it is still an interesting film, way ahead of its time. Number 9. Lawnmower Man. Wow, only 2.5 hours? I can watch this all day. Okay, so the film is lackluster and has nothing to do with a book from Stephen King. We got this guy who has a mental level of a kid and is being used in an experiment to become a smarter man. Soon enough he gets powers and starts talking about becoming Cyber Christ. I just love that word. The film is dumb and long, but the lazy 90s CGI is more than charming to look at. I'm a sucker for outdated, outlandish CGI, but this film is boring. 8. Free Jack. This is a film I really had trouble with. I can see why some people would enjoy it. Emilio Estevez is a racer who gets killed and the body is instantly transferred into the future via technology. He finds out that some dying bad guy wants to use his body as a vessel to live again, and what happens is pretty much just action following every scene. I don't mind good action, but this film is packed with plastic characters and rather dumb moments. It's a cool ending though, and that aspect give the film some cyberpunk stuff to it. Artificial reality and stuff, but no, this film was too dumb for me. 7. Source Code. A rather recent film that plays out like a thriller. A guy sits on a train experiencing an explosion. He gets time warped back over and over until he can find the bomber on the train. It's a very interesting concept. We get confused with what is going on until some plot point shows up, and these moments make the film cyberpunkish. The film is rather cool, if you ask me. 6. Hologram Man. Okay, so the 90s loved their gimmicks. Holographic prisons? Check. An escaped murderer? Check. He happens to be a hologram? Check. A cop running for him? Check. The film is dumb as hell, but pretty cool. A classic, campy, and easily forgettable cyberpunk film. 5. Johnny 2.0. This film came as a surprise. For being a 90s cyberpunk film, it is very exciting in its execution. The story of a mega corporation, cloning facilities, and if I'm not mistaken myself, some laser guns. The film is very rad, plus Ironside in a goatee. Michael Ironside. 4. 4. Selfless. A rather recent and decent film, telling of how technology can make you swap bodies, something a dying millionaire needs to do, but the other body starts to remember things. The stuff about duality and not really knowing the conspiracy behind the stuff is rather cool, but the film lacks the extra pudding to make it awesome. Number 3. In Time. Hot mama, very surprising. The story doesn't make much sense though. Time is a currency in the future, so you must work to save time. And time ticks away. If it reaches 0, you die. And Justin Bieber, Timberlake, gets helped by alien eyes, Amanda Seyfried, to put an end to the poverty. A very cool type of Bonnie and Clyde film. Number 2. I, Robot. The more famous cyberpunk on the list is Alex Proyas' Picture, not as good as the phenomenal Dark City. One of my favorite films. Robot and man work together in a future, but Will Smith has a feeling the peace is about to stop and robots will take over Terminator style. A cynical film with some humor, drama and a utopia that is scary. This film is cool. Remember how cool Will Smith used to be? Yeah, me too. Number 1. Last one out is Babe. Wait, what is this doing here? Nomi. Don't be like Konami. They screwed up Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill. Open windows. The entire film is filmed on a computer screen like that Unfriended movie, but this tells of computer hackers and a man being set up to a murder. But are things really what they seem? Nope. This film has a total mindfuck of an ending, more interesting than it sounds like. Though the characters are pretty stale, and I could live without the film style. What do you think, Nomi? Did we nail this list? Well, as that is the case, you better start playing sax and violins. Oh yes, I know every single word he's saying. And for your information, you're gonna stay here a long time.